that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Well, my mic died, but we don't even need an intro because as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be showing you how I went from this to these gorgeous DIY Boho Faux Locs from start to finish, everything you need to know. And we are starting off with the prep. You guys know that I have faithfully been using the SheaMoisture Bond Repair collection, and of course I'm using it today. I know a lot of people like to do braids and locks and stuff like that to help their hair to grow, but for me, it has always caused breakage, and that is exactly why this collection is perfect for the prep for this style, because this collection is proven to repair and rebuild broken hair bonds, and that is exactly what I need. This collection is going to help you achieve 84% less breakage and help you get 6 times stronger hair, and that is exactly what we need going into these Boho Faux Locs. And then I also went in with the SheaMoisture Bond Repair Bonding Oil, and I chose this product because it's an all-in-one formula that provides heat protection, moisture, shine, strength, intense nourishment, and damage protection. And those are all things that I want with this Boho Faux Loc install that I'm about to do. I was blowing out my hair, so I really needed that heat protection, and I really want damage protection throughout the entire time that I have this style in. This quickly absorbed into my hair without weighing it down, as you can see, and the hair is giving. It is so healthy and I'm loving it. The next thing that we're going to do is start braiding our hair. So as you can see, I have this tri-fold mirror that I got on Amazon. I saw the DIY girlies all using this and I'm like, why not make my life simpler? I'm also using some Shine and Gem, which I always use, and a tail comb, and I decided to do these little rounded parts this time instead of doing my regular boxes. And honestly, for me, 0 out of 10. I love precision and my boxes are always super neat, and with this you have a little bit more leeway and you don't have to create super sharp, precise boxes. But I feel like that just helps me, because even though I wasn't creating boxes, I was still trying to make this all perfect and it just took forever. But no matter how you cut it, this part is one of the more tedious parts of any of these styles, is just creating these boxes. And I do not like the crochet method where you braid your hair down and then install it. So if you're like me and you like to do the single method, this is just what you have to do. You're gonna have to use your mirror, and it really helps a lot, honestly. And I went ahead and created all these parts and braided my hair. You do not have to braid it all the way down to the end. So this is what we were looking like before phase 3. So all of our braids are done, and I went ahead and started working on the back of my hair so that I could come back a seasoned professional and show you exactly how to install these Boho Faux Locs. The hair itself was giving. I got it from the brand Ywigs. I had been seeing their ads all over my Instagram page, and I finally decided to go ahead and try this style out. And their bundles come in 24 pieces each, and I got 4 of them, so I got 96 locks total. The little curls are human hair, but I think they also have an option that's not human hair. I also got this kinky hair, and this is what we're going to be using to wrap each lock at the base. And as you can see, it came in these little individual pieces, and I separated them apart and then separated those pieces in half. And then I took one piece of each of those kinky strands and I cut it in half. And if you're not using this exact same hair, then your measurements might not be the same. Again, you can use any type of kinky hair at your local beauty supply store, but this was working for me. And I went ahead and sectioned out all my little pieces and laid those to the side just to make this process seamless. So you're going to take your first boho lock and your latch hook and just open that latch and put it through the little loop at the top of your boho faux loc. I went ahead and attached that to my hair, closed the latch and pulled it through, and now the lock is on our hair. Now you're going to push the latch hook through the base of your braid, not all the way at the base but close to the top, and then you're going to take the end of your braid and attach it to your latch hook and pull it back through the braid. Once you do that, you'll be able to see that you have this little loop, and then you're gonna pull your hair down. And now this entire section up top is what we want to wrap with our kinky hair. So I went ahead and gripped that with my finger, as you can see, and now I'm just gonna start wrapping. The whole point of wrapping this section with our kinky hair is just to conceal your hair and that little loop we created and just have it all look like one seamless faux loc. This piece of hair was too long, so I went ahead and cut it a little bit, and then I just continued wrapping. And because it's a kinky texture, it's gonna wrap around itself and it's just not gonna come loose. I was worried about that, but it worked perfectly. I rub it between my hands and I have my first faux loc. So let's do it again. I put my little faux loc on the latch latch hook and then attach that to my hair. I'm pushing the latch hook through the base of the braid, attaching the end of the braid and pulling it through. And now we have our lock installed. Go ahead and wrap with your kinky hair. And you want to make sure that you wrap fairly tightly at the base so that you can make sure that everything looks really nice and neat, like you just came out of the salon and your lock is secured. So like I mentioned, doing those little braids at the beginning is really the most tedious part of this process. After that, it's just taking your time and working through, unless you run into a problem like I did. So once I got to the top, I counted how many locks I had and how many braids I had, and I did not have enough. So it's time to improvise. I decided to undo the braids at the top front section of my hair, and I'm just gonna create a little design up here. There was no way that I was gonna wait and order more hair, so I just had to figure out something that I could do really quick, and this was it. By this point, I was already over this. I had been doing it for so many hours. This probably took me a total of 3 days working on and off. So yeah, I just had to improvise and figure something out, and I just went with one of those quick little rubber band styles at the front of my hair. I just created some super nice neat sections and then created a crisscross pattern with my hair. As you can see, that actually worked out really well, and once I was done with this, I just divided each end of these little sections into two and attached 2 faux locks to each end. So in total, I had like 8 faux locks coming from this section up top. Let me show you what that looked like. Basically, I attached my faux lock the same exact way and looped my hair through, but when I was attaching my kinky hair to the base of the section, I made sure that I wrapped around the entire base of the section, and then I wrapped around that individual lock, just so that you couldn't see or tell that I had 2 locks coming from each section, just so it didn't look too weird. And it actually worked out perfectly. I was able to attach these locks and it was perfectly fine, and I was really happy that this worked out because I was so devastated when I realized I didn't have enough locks, and I'm like, all this work I put in, we had to figure something out, and this was the perfect solution. I also just wanted to point out that because my hair is a different color than the extensions, I sometimes had to move the hair around and manipulate it to make sure that it didn't show through. But if you match your hair to the boho locks that you're doing, or you just have darker hair and you're using darker locks, you won't be able to see that at all. But if you are like me and you want to use darker hair and your hair is colored, just be mindful of that, because it was super annoying making sure that my hair wasn't peeking through. But I just had to play with it a bit, and then honestly I just let it go. Wherever it was peeking through, I didn't even worry about it. So I just went ahead and repeated these same steps on these last 2 little sections, and we are pretty much almost done. Working on that last piece when you are doing a DIY protective style, it is just like, oh my gosh, you can't even really celebrate because you're just so tired, but it's just like, thank God we are at the finish line, and that is how I was feeling. So I waited till the next day to do my makeup and get all cute and really just show you guys this finished look. But before we show the finished look, this is what the ends of the hair look like when I was done doing it, but I wanted to define the curls a bit. And again, this is human hair, so I went in with my spray bottle and a little bit of foam, and I just went through and raked that in and just clumped the curls up together and got that nice little wet look, and it really came together and it was so cute. And the human hair on these locks is actually really nice, so I did appreciate that. To finish off the style, I'm actually going back in with my SheaMoisture Bond Repair Bonding Oil. And again, this provides shine and moisture, and that is exactly what I wanted to finish off my style. I applied this especially in this little front section just to give me a really nice shine. Just also add some of this to my scalp for nourishment and moisture. And I just also went ahead and applied that to my hair throughout the time that I wore these locks. But this was the final final look. I love the way that these Boho Faux Locs came out. It was so cute, pretty heavy, so keep that in mind. I had a pack again of like 96 locks and I probably used about 90 of them, which is insane, but this style was gorgeous, I must say. Definitely try this at home, and if you do, let me know in the comments below. Peace out, guys.